Good evening. This is the video newsletter for Buy Sell Short for Thursday, February 9th. I'm going to go over the market real quick and then jump into some of the buy list plays for tomorrow. Continues to be the perfect environment for small cap stocks and for stocks in general. Doesn't matter what the news is, the market continues to slowly trudge higher. And you'll notice the best scalping days, the best movement days in stocks are days like today where it's pretty dead on the overall indices and speculative money is just running wild. We had the market essentially just yawn at the grease deal today. Many expected a big up move, but really it's been priced into this market. We have so much money flowing into this market right now. It is an exact mirror of what we saw last year, except the QE, the quantitative easing money we see coming in is coming from Europe, and the Europeans are spending their money over here on US stocks, which is the perfect environment. Looking at the 15-minute chart, you can see we slowly are moving our way higher. Going into tomorrow, we did have a little dip into the close, so, we could see a bounce on the open. Again, we're not really overly concerned on the indices. As you can see, the gains are getting smaller and smaller each day, but we continue to ride the moving averages higher. Now, one thing to keep in mind, we are extremely overbought. This is the largest rally we've seen in the market in 25 years for the first 5 weeks of the new year, going back to 1987. Last year, at this time, we had a similar kind of move in the market, but we also had large little retraces spread in between that rally. 500-point dips were not uncommon this time last year, so we do have a kick in the teeth coming on this market. It's just a matter of when that's going to be. Level we're going to watch as our warning signal is the 20-day exponential. That right now is 12,690, 12,700 for all intents and purposes. Possible pullback targets if they come. 50-day moving average at 12,400. This is a great intraday movement market. The popper scan is on fire. We're going to continue to play it as hot as it is. To go to a cautious stance, I would say raise a little bit more cash going into the close. Stay higher cash overnight. There's lots of action intraday. You can play whatever the flavor of the day is intraday and keep your cash balances 75 to 90% and still do very, very well in this market. Russell, like the overall market, Russell 2K sort of consolidating here. What we're likely to see over the next couple of days is another breakout move, i.e. Dow above 13K, Russell up to 850 plus, or a retrace back to the 20-day exponential. Now, you know how much I love the 20-day exponential, both for indices and for chart plays. And, it's been 5 weeks since we've touched the 20-day exponential and broken through it to the downside. So we are overdue, but until it happens, we're going to continue to ride the momentum wave that is out there. Let's jump into some stock plays. Popper scan on fire. Has been since we went to this new strategy, going over now the last 5 weeks. The pop scan, almost every day. Actually, what am I saying? Every day there's at least 2 to 5 monster winners on it. Today it was just off the chain. All those solar plays, monster moves. BIOF, this one moves with its peer, PEIX. Alternative energy stocks have been doing very, very well. Big pickup in volume in these stocks today. Next breakout level is 75 cents. 80, 84, and then Bob's your uncle on what the next move could be after that. PEIX, its peer, is what is lighting this one up. Big move late in the day. Got as high as $1.33, 34, I believe, and then whoosh, like a lot of stocks going into that last 10 minutes or so. No volume dips left and right. And PEIX, they actually were able to get it down to $1.17, making it a very nice, attractive gapper play for tomorrow. If I was playing this play right now on trailing stops and you enter today, 200-day moving average at 112. You can see that red line there would be my stops. If this stock is under $1.20 on the open tomorrow, or pre-market and doesn't have any news, and the market, is looking pretty decent, it might make for a very decent scalp entry, again, with stops 112 to 115. Target on this one, I would say 142, 160 is what you're looking at here. Another alternative energy stock that has broken out over the last couple of days, BWEN, looks like it wants to make a move to that 92-cent area. I know some of you guys are in this one, so this is your next target. Trail your stops to 79 cents. IVAN, we tried this one a month or so ago. It has flatlined over the last 3-4 days. One to keep an eye on, especially if the oil plays wake up. 105 is the breakout. Target is 130. Stops $1. Definitely one to keep an eye on. Uranium stocks woke up in a big way today. Couple of big pieces of news. China made a deal with Canadian uranium companies, and we had the first approval for a nuke plant in 30 years. That news came out today. That spiked interest in the uranium stocks. Typically, these stocks tend to build momentum over a few days. This one's looking like it's going to get a positive MACD cross. Stochastics look good. The next break level, actually, if you're writing this one from today's entry, 117 is your next target. 117 to 121, the 200-day moving average. And then I would trail my stops to 98 cents. CWTR, 110 breakout. It's been resistance here quite a few times over the last 2 months. Target, 121. Stops typically when I jump in on a 110 break, 106, 107 is usually what I look to put it at. ENER, going with the theme, another energy play. Got a nice little pop today. Next break on this is $1.30. Got a nice little pop with the solars today, retraced. If you jump into this one, again tomorrow, 130, 125 would be my stops. 135 to 140 would be a scalp target here. URG, another uranium play, 130 break. Target 144, 150, stops 125. ZZ, perfect name for a bed company, Sealy Posturepedic, got hammered on its E-report, analyst downgrade, coiling here really over the last 3-4 weeks. 150 breakout, 160 to 169.70. The 50-day moving average would be the bounce target. 145 stops. SVNT. This is one that's been on the pop scan quite a number of times over the last several weeks. Has yet to have that really big up-day move, but one to keep an eye on. 238, 20-day exponential has been resistance. Break through that, looking at a move to 253 to 265 with 230 stops. VG has been on a tear since we played this one a week or so ago. Next breakout is 3. Target could be a move up to that 200-day moving average up there in the 330s. Entry on 3, 293 to 295 would be stops. MBLX. Definitely one to keep an eye on tomorrow for a possible breakout. 303, 310, 325 plus, target with 295 as your stops. HW was a huge winner for us today on the pop scan. Nice big pop for us. Could see a continuation move on this one. The next resistance is when we look at the 1-year chart. Let's scroll down here. Take a peek at the 1-year chart. You'll see what I'm talking about. This big breakout here of previous resistance. 338 is the next target on this one. If you're continuing to ride this one now, stops at 290, 291 to guarantee a win on this play. ZLC, Zales, the diamond purveyor, which we jumped into today, gave us a nice little pop. 310 is the breakout. 306 was the breakout. Came a little late on the day. We had someone parked on the ask at 307. A lot of stocks dipped in the close. So, continuation play into tomorrow. 310 is the next breakout. 50-day moving average at 340 is calling. ECYT. Let's check this baby out. As you can see here, Hammered, probably FDA news. I'm not even going to look at it. We're just playing the chart on this one. 20-day exponential, 367 is the breakout. 374 and then 394 are the targets. Probably if this one goes, it'll go big. Or it doesn't go at all, one or the other. So definitely one to place on the watch list. CMLS, one of those radio communication stocks, has been flagging here over the last couple of days. 384 is the break, 395, and then off to the races this one could go. So definitely one to keep an eye on. Looking at getting a positive MACD cross probably tomorrow, more than likely Tuesday or Monday, Tuesday. Definitely one to keep an eye on. Another uranium play on the pop scan tonight is UEC. We've got a little symmetrical triangle breakout here. 410 would be the entry. 420 to 450 would be the target. Stops would be $4 again. A lot of uranium plays on the pop scan. Let's see if we get some early momentum in them tomorrow. Last but not least, DDMG on the pop scan. Last 3 days. Really low volume IPO play. IPO plays have actually been bouncing pretty nicely over the last few days. 625 to 630 is your breakout here. 660, and then if this one really gets volume, could make a move on 7 plus. Definitely one to keep an eye on over the next couple of days. So that's it for the pop scan. It's been a fantastic month, fantastic week, great day. Pop scan is working fantastic. Actually, you know what? I've gotten a couple of emails on the best way to do these pop scan plays. And actually, let me see if I have it here. This is what I do. I'm just using Yahoo Finance as an example just to give you guys an idea. The way I sort these plays when I start off in the morning is I set these up in my broker's, my streaming watch list. I have a watch list front and center that just has the pop scan plays on it, and I have it as a default setting by net change. Biggest gainer of the day, sorted all the way down to the lowest one. And when I see one of these stocks start to pop up, start to get green, I've got my list of the breakout levels. I start to pay closer attention to this. It starts to go, double click, I'm in. So that is, I know a couple of you guys were asking, how do you watch all these stocks? It's really basic. You should be definitely loading these plays into a separate watch list every night and keeping an eye on them. And also, even if you don't trade them or you're paper trading, I would highly suggest watching them. Great lesson, especially for you new traders, to see how these things act. So that is it for the video tonight. If you've got any questions, feel free to shoot me an email, feedback@buysellshort.com or .net. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the chat room tomorrow. Good night.